Good morning, everyone. Today, we would like to discuss the basics of engineering drawing. First of all, what is meant by drawing? Drawing is a graphical representation of the object in A4 sheet or drawing sheet. What is the necessity of engineering drawing in our day-to-day life? Suppose we want to construct a building or a bridge. Before going to start the construction, we have a clear idea about the constructional diagram that represents engineering drawing in A4 sheet. Suppose we want to manufacture a bike. Before going to start the manufacture, we have a blueprint of the manufacturing design. That design represents the engineering drawing. Every engineer should know about the reading of the drawing in a graphical manner and in engineering orientation object. In that manner, the engineering drawing plays an important role in our day-to-day life. So what is a drawing? It is a graphical representation and is a universal language. So what is meant by language? The communication between two persons is called language. How many types of languages we are having? Vocal language, written language, graphical language, and computer language. Again, graphical language is classified into two things. One is engineering drawing, another one is art of drawing. So, engineering drawing is a technical thing. Art of drawing is nothing but normal people used it. For constructing any kind of drawing, what are the necessary things we need? Drawing instruments. If the instruments are good, then the output of drawing is good. Suppose, is there any deviation or is there any mistake in the instrumentation? Definitely will not create perfect drawing. Let us discuss what are the instruments used to construct the engineering drawing. First of all, drawing board. Here this is normal a wooden board. Here this is the working edge and ebony. This is the batten fields and this is the bottom of the drawing board. Normally in our practice we are using 4 standards of the drawing sizes. B0, the size of the board is 1000 mm by 1500 mm. Suppose take B1, 700 mm by 1000 mm. Suppose B2, 500 mm by 700 mm. And B3, 350 mm by 500 mm. Okay, so according to the manufacturer, the thickness varies 25 mm to 15 mm. Normally, we use 25 mm thickness board. So next, see the drawing sheets or drawing papers. We are having 6 standard sizes of the drawing sheets from A0 to A5. Okay. A0, what are the dimensions of A0? 841 mm by 1189 mm. Coming to A1, you have clearly observed that the half portion of A0 is called as A1 because A0 is 841 by 1189, A1 is 594 by 841. So 841 is the common dimension for A0 and A1. The other dimension varies 1189 to 594 mm. The A1 594 by 841 mm, in the space half portion we call it as A2. That means 594 by 420 mm. In A2 half portion we call it as A3, that is 297 by 420 mm. In A3 half portion we call it as A4, 297 mm by 210 mm. Again half of the A4, A5, 210 mm by 148 mm. So for print purpose, regularly we use the standard size is A4 size. For drawing purpose, we are using A2. These kind of drawing sheets we are used, the dimension of drawing sheet is A2. Okay, this is the mini drafter. The main advantage of mini drafter is for construction of parallel lines. What it means, suppose is there any inclined line having? Is there any inclined line we are having? Similar line we have to construct in another space. Okay, suppose without a drafter, it is complicated because we draw a parallel line and how to measure here how much of angle is there and how much of length is there. We have to calculate by using protractor and scale, and again take a straight line. Again we have to measure the inclination and length. By using mini drafter, how it helps? We can measure, suppose 10 mm. In anywhere in the space, it moves parallel. Suppose I want to construct here same line. So fix this line and tighten the screw, then move parallel. That means anywhere in the space, I construct a line by using this. These are the parallel lines. That is the main advantage of the mini drafter used in the engineering drawing. So the diagram you can observe on the screen. So what are the parts of the drawing machine? We are clamped to the drawing board. So the elements of mini drafter are here. This is the clamp. For clamp to adjustable protractor, we are having the 4 rods called as parallel arms or bars. So the blades is called as adjustable protractor or the scale. It is 90 degrees to each other. By using this scale, we can measure angular measurements also without any protractor. Easily we can measure. Okay. Apart from these, we are using protractor, divider, steel rule, set squares. We are having 2 types of set squares. One is 30-60, another one is 45. So what is the 30-60 and what is the 45? So 30-60 means one end is 30 degrees, other end is 60 degrees. But remaining edges are 90 degrees to each other. Coming to 45 degrees. So both ends are 45 degrees and 45 degrees, and the opposite edges and corners having 90 degrees as usual. So let us discuss the basic concepts of engineering drawing. You can take as example R13 regulation or R16 regulation or R19 regulation. These are the standard topics covered according to JNTK syllabus. So what are the main things we are covered? First one is geometric constructions. So in geometric construction, what are the topics we have to be covered? First one is construction of polygons, scales, curves, cycloids. What is a polygon? 4 or more sides having an object, that is called a polygon. Suppose 3 sides having, that is a triangle. 4 sides, either square or rectangle. Suppose the object having 5 sides, name it as pentagon. In that manner, construction of polygon. And next, scales. What is a scale? Here we are having so many kinds of scale topics: plane scale, vernier scale, diagonal scale, and enlarging scales. So what is meant by plane scale? That means by using a steel rule. Okay, suppose this is a plane scale we are using normal day-to-day life. So enlarging or decreasing scales, what it means? Suppose you take a mobile and we are snap the pictures, photos. Okay, for seeing or viewing better view, we are maximizing. What it means? We are enlarging the pixel. That means we are enlarging the object, or heavy object is there. We are reducing the object, that is decreasing. In that manner, we have to construct. Suppose we want to construct 1 kilometer bridge. Okay, so we can't measure in our A4 paper or A2 drawing sheet we can't construct 1 kilometer length. In that area, we are assuming either 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters, like that. Or suppose we want to construct a nanoparticle in diagrammatical view. So we can't draw nanoparticle in the A4 sheet. We can't view. In that manner, we are enlarging the object. So in that manner, the scales topic is used. And next, curves. What are the curves used in engineering drawing? Ellipse, parabola, hyperbola. And next one is the cycloid. These are the general things covered in geometric constructions. And next one is the projection of points. Here, this is very important topic in engineering drawing. Why? Because a student can understand the topic projection of point. It can easily crack the remaining topics of lines, planes and solids. Because suppose if any student having the basic idea of projection of point, he can easily construct the line. What is a line? The length having between the points or the distance having between the points is called a straight line. So if you know the concept of the point, can easily understand the line. If you know the concept of the line, a student can easily answer or understand the concept of the plane. If the concept of the plane is understand, you can easily draw a solid. So finally, if you know the concept of the projection of the point, he can or a student can understand, answer easily straight lines topic, planes topic and solids topic. Okay. And next one, projection of straight lines. So in straight lines, we are having two parts, part A and part B. Okay. So part A covers 8 marks, part B covers 16 marks in your external exam. So what are the topics in part A? That means a straight line parallel to both planes, a straight line perpendicular to both planes, a straight line inclined to HP and a straight line inclined to VP. These are the basic steps or basic concepts in projection of straight lines under part A. And what are the topics in part B? So in part B, here inclined to HP and inclined to VP individually covers. Coming to part B, the line inclined to both planes. The line inclined to both planes. That means both horizontal plane and both vertical plane. And next, midpoint method. Line inclined to both planes as well as midpoint method. And next one is traces. Okay, so these are the three concepts in part B. And next one is projection of planes. Projection of planes. Suppose we are having so many kinds of planes. First of all, what is meant by a plane? Here, this is a triangular plane. Okay, this is a triangular plane. It having some thickness, but that is negligible. Plane and solid. What is the difference between plane and solid? So, this is a pentagonal solid and this is a pentagonal plane. Okay, here pentagonal solid and pentagonal plane. So, the plane having negligible thickness and pentagonal pyramid having some thickness. That means plane is a two-dimensional object, solid is a three-dimensional object. Okay, we are having triangular plane, pentagonal plane. Pentagon means having 5 sides. Okay, and rectangular plane. Here, these are the topics in projection of planes, inclined to one plane or inclined to both planes. And next one is solids, projection of solids. So, suppose here this is a solid. Solid means having three-dimensional x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Okay. Here this is a square prism and pyramid. What is the difference between prism and pyramid? Suppose this is a prism. Prism means having two bases. Here this is one base and this is another base. Okay. So this is the rectangular face. Here this is the rectangular face. Coming to pyramid, it having one face and having triangular face. This portion is called apex and these are the triangular edges or faces. Coming to prism, having rectangular faces. These are two bases. Okay. And next one is the cylinder. Okay, this is the cylinder. Cylinder also having rectangular face in front view, circular in another view. Okay, cylinder also having two bases. One is circular face 1, face 2 or base. Another one is rectangular portion. Last one is conversion of isometric view to orthographic view or projection. Okay, what is meant by isometric and what is meant by orthographic? So isometric means it is a three-dimensional object. We have to convert into orthographic, that is two-dimensional. That means front view, top view and side view. Okay, so orthographic projection means two-dimensional. For easy understanding of the read the drawing, that is two-dimensional, front view, top view and side view. Sometimes in reverse condition also ask, two-dimensional object is given, we have to project into three-dimensional. Okay, so here these are the general concepts covered in J&K syllabus. Let us discuss the solid. Take it as example as a cylinder. Here this is a three-dimensional object. We have to construct orthographic view or orthographic projection. What it means? We have to cover front view, top view and side view. So according to me, here this is the front view and this is the top view and this is the side view. So what is the shape of the front view of the cylinder? According to me is a rectangle. So how it has a rectangle? Now we have to see. Lights off. What is the cross section you have observed in the front view? Here I am projecting in front view. The projected view you have to observe on the board. What the shape? That is a rectangle. Take the same cylinder. Just now we have observed front view. What is the cross section? Rectangle. Now I have to observe top view of this cylinder. Here this is the top view. Lights off. So here I am projecting. You can't see the top view. Okay. For better viewing, I am rotating this object. Here this is the object I am projecting. What is the shape you have observed on the screen? Is a circle. What it means? You can take a cylinder to convert into orthographic projection. What observed in front view? Rectangle. What observed in the top view? Circle. Here these are the orthographic projection and this is the isometric projection. That's it. Conversion of isometric to orthographic projection. This is front view and this is top view. Okay. Let us take another object. So here this is a square pyramid. Pyramid having one face, another one is apex and having triangular faces. Now we observe front view. Lights off. Here this is the front view. Obviously, what is the cross section you have observed on the board is a triangle. Okay. Now, let us project the top view. So, we can't see top view in this direction. For better viewing, I am rotating the object. What is the cross section you have observed? That is a square. Now, we can draw the front view of the shape. That is a triangle. This is the reference line. And top view is a square. For constructing the pyramid, we can observe triangular faces. 4. This is the square prism. This is the top view. We can observe triangular face 1, 2, 3, 4 in the top view. We can identify the triangular shape in this view. So this represents, this is one triangle face and this is another triangle face, another triangle face, another. So that means 4 triangular faces observed in the top view. Now let us take another object, hexagonal prism. Prism having 2 bases, base 1 and base 2, and remaining are the rectangular faces. Now let us see the front view. Lights off. Here this is the front view. So what is the cross section you have observed on the board is a rectangle. So while rotating this, the shape of the front view also changes. That condition gives in the question, according to question, the shape of the object in the front view slightly changes. Now let us see the top view. So we can't observe in the top view in this direction. For better viewing, I am rotating the object. So you can observe as a hexagon. Now let us discuss with the orthographic projections. Suppose the object is like this. We can observe face 1 of rectangle face 1 and rectangle face of 2. Or the object is like this. We are observing 3 faces some kind. Okay. I am viewing 2 rectangle faces and in the top view as a hexagon. These are the orthographic projections. Okay. Now let us discuss how to use mini drafter. Here this is the mini drafter. Okay. Here these are the parallel slide bars and this is the scale. Scale having protractor as well as steel rule concept. Okay. How to fix? So here this is a basic bar to fix topmost left corner of your drawing board. Okay. So here this knob is use release function to tighten the scale. Okay. So here one line is there. That line represents 0. If any error having the drafter, that 0 is not coincide with this line. Here you can clearly observe the line. Here this is a protractor and these are the steel rule functions. Okay. Here this protractor 0 to 90 degrees to measure angular measurement, and this scale is perpendicular to each other to measure 90 degrees. This is the straight line. Okay. I want to construct 2 lines perpendicular to each other. Now I want to construct a 45 degrees line. What it means? So here by rotating this, here this is 45. In between 40 and 50 one point is there, that is 45. Now fix this arm. So what it means here, in any rotation of the scale, these two are perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now I want to construct a 45 degrees line. Here this is 40 and this is 50. In between one line is there, that is 45. So hold it and tight the knob. That means this line represents 45 degrees. So I want to construct here. So here this is 0 degrees line and this is 45 degrees line. Without using another protract, by using mini drafter only, we can measure and draw angular lines. That is the main advantage of the mini drafter. So now let us discuss simple drawings by using mini drafter. Suppose we want to construct a square having 100 mm by 100 mm. Okay, the most important in engineering drawing is every dimension will discuss in mm only. That means 1 centimeter is equal to 10 mm. You have to know this thing. Here the scale represents in centimeters, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter. So in x-axis 25 centimeters we can easily measure, and in y-axis 15 centimeters we easily measure by using these kind of mini drafters. Okay. Now let us construct a square having 100 mm by 100 mm. What it means? 10 centimeters. Okay. By using this, first I want to construct in x-axis 10 centimeters and also in y-axis 10 centimeters. Okay, now move in this direction, construct 10 centimeters. Simply by moving this, you can close these lines. We can easily construct the square. Now construct rectangle 100 by 150 mm. So 150 mm large dimension in x-axis, 100 in y-axis. So here also I am taking 15 centimeters. Simply closing this. Here this is another object by using drafter. Okay. So in this way the remaining topics will cover in next classes. Thanks for watching the video.